Okay, I was thinking about recording a video of how to work with biome um, in nature assets because I found that it's a common issue, not finding some problems with the process. So let's do it. We have a blank scene and are in this case I'm gonna use Mediterranean nature, which is this asset available at Unity Asset Store, like all of the assets at Daylonic Artworks. And like it says here, it's Gaia ready. And what does this mean? Okay, it means the following. It means that when you go to here, you will find this this file that is the biome for the whole nature asset, and in this case I've already extracted it here, so we have all the spawners here, and just going to work on it and create a new scene. Okay, let's make some space for working and ready. I'm gonna set up some music. Nice. Okay, so we have our asset here and the biome extracted from its compressed file. Here is the main file. Okay, and we're gonna change one thing that might affect other nature assets, but in this case we're going to change this grass detail. Why? Because there is, as you can see, two kind of grass. Grass detail is mainly intended to work in HDRP because normal grass, billboard grass, is which the terrain uses by default, is not available at HDRP. So grass detail is what should be used in HDRP, but we're gonna work in building, so we don't need this kind of grass. And I personally like much the normal one, and also think it's better performing. So I'm gonna change the grass detail into the biome, which is the main file. I don't know if I could make this bigger. It just doesn't show up better. Okay, I hope it is enough visible in the video. So anyway, this is not relevant, it's just a note for you to know that there is two kind of grass in this asset, in this biome. Okay, so we have our blank scene like this, and we have imported Gaia. In this case we have imported Gaia 2, and I know it's not the last version, but it's the one that I think it works in Unity 2019, which is the version I'm using. So, but I think it shouldn't be different to the new versions. So we're gonna make it work. First, check out this window and check out if there is some warning and some error here to fix. In this case, I have not switched to linear, and I don't want to do it because it would take a lot of time, although it's required. It's not required, but recommended to use linear color space, just because it renders better. Okay, let's create a terrain. Sized medium, it's good. Quality desktop, that's good. Okay, so create terrain. And I don't want... there's a thing that happens, and someone noticed that custom biomes doesn't appear into this biome list. I don't know why, but it doesn't get it. So we're gonna let this thing happen like it just by default and create it holes. We're going to change it later. Okay, let's make an island. Like this one. With maybe a little bit of more mountains, or just bigger mountains. Like this, maybe. It looks good. But maybe I prefer to have more of a shoreline like this, and then the mountains like this. It's looking good. It's looking good to me. I like it. This version of the island. Okay, like this. It's good. It's okay. So apply and stamp, and we just have our terrain, and we're gonna create the runtime, which is actually not very recommended to use these settings for using, but if you don't have anything better, it could work. It could do the job. Okay, let's do whatever you want to do. And we can now work on this scene. It has this Gaia Pro sample biome, and I don't want it. This is not what I wanted. I don't know where to create a blank biome. Maybe here. Terrain, Gaia tools, biome controller. No, if I can just set this into this scene. No, I cannot. Okay, create additional spawner. No. What I want is this biome in my scene instead of this one. Create new biome. Okay, here it is. Here it is. I don't want this Gaia Pro because I have my own biome. And what we're gonna do is, with this custom biome, we're gonna go to advanced, save and load biome from file. We're gonna search it into the biome folder, and here is it. It says Mediterranean biome. Open. And it's gonna check it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna set the density to 1, and just gonna check how it works. there's some errors here. Why is Gaia giving me errors? I don't understand. Maybe because it's an old version. Maybe it has no support. I don't know. Okay. First thing I'm noticing is that there's a lack of elements. Maybe because this biome was set up for a bigger scene, for a much bigger scene. So maybe we should increase the spawn density to, I don't know, 2 or 3. Okay, I think there's a height restriction for trees to grow, so that's the reason, because there's a big empty space here. As I said, because this biome is preset for a bigger environment, but it doesn't look bad. Obviously there are many things that should be actually set up by hand, because it won't work in automatic mode, so Gaia is not able to create good cliffs from the asset. But you can do it by hand. Anyway, I'm checking that it lacks a lot of the material that should be here, and I said that's because the biome is set for bigger terrains, so there are things that doesn't find enough space to appear, like these pieces of rocks, which requires a bigger empty space. Anyway, you can set this by hand. Anyway, in case we want the trees to grow closer to the beach, which is why they're in the top of the mountain, because I think there is a height restriction for them, we can just edit a little bit of the biome. Let's say we want the poplar to go, or the cypress to grow closer to the ocean. So let's gonna check it out how they work. We have this height mask from 20. So if we change it to 10 to 40 or something like, or 5, let's gonna see how it should change. Just like this, we have more of these trees close to the beach. And we can do the same thing with other poplar. This one has a different mass curve. We can say 0 to 80 to 20. Let's check it out. Spawn local. You can see how it changes a lot on how it results. Okay, it's a little low performance, and I think this is because there is no occlusion calculated. Just gonna do a quick baking. At least I want it to be quick. But I don't know if Unity thinks the same. Okay, it's working. It's not so fast as I wanted it to be. Okay, I can't see anything. Okay, maybe that wasn't the reason. Or maybe I don't have occlusion cooling active. Anyway, I think we can have more grass in the terrain. Grass is always looking very good. So we have our Mediterranean landscape, and we can still add more detail by hand, which is really highly recommended. I mean, don't just skip the results from Gaia, because isn't gonna be as good as thing you can edit by hand. Okay, never is never gonna be as good. um, it's just not possible because it does in an automated way, and it works good for populating um, big scenarios. But um, if you want it to really look good, uh, just use it as a base of what you're doing, and then keep working on it by hand, including more elements or moving, which Gaia did created. um, it is highly recommended not to just keep the first result. We can add a lot of additional elements. Okay, this rock, it really looks like it belongs to a beach. It really does. Sea snails here on top of these rocks. Okay, well, I think that this biome is not perfect. It looks pretty good, and still also can be customized by changing the values, as I did with the trees, to make them appear closer to the beach. You can change density or anything you really want to change to make it work better and fit better to your actual project. So that was a quick look at how to work with the pre-made biome, and just it. I think that's enough for this stream. So see